Today we're going to talk about integer distances, or how far apart positive and negative whole numbers are on a number line. This concept is fairly simple, but I want to show you a way that you can prove that you're correct as far as how far apart these are. Now when you do these, yours don't have to be exactly the same way I'm doing things here, but I'm going to ask for some kind of a representation to show that you know what you're talking about. So I'm going to give you a way that you could do this, and I'll let you be flexible on how you want to show me how you understand how far apart these numbers are. So let's start with 3 and 57. So I'm going to use kind of a number line approach with these integers, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw just a line here, and I'm going to put 0 here, and I'm going to put 3 here, and I'm going to put 60 here, and then 57 here. Okay, it's not spread out quite equally, but that's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work my way from 3 to 57 and see how far apart that is. So I'm going to go with numbers that are easy to work with. So I'm going to put 10 here. Okay, I'm just picking 10. You can pick what you want to. But I know from 3 to 10 is 7 apart. I'm going to take a bigger jump now, and I'm going to go to 50 because I know how far apart 10 and 50 are. 10 and 50 are 40 apart. And then from 50 up to 57, that's 7. So here's my line from 7 all the way up to 57. And now all I have to do is put these together to see how far apart that was. So 7 and 7 is 14. And then 40 plus 14 is going to be 54. So the numbers 3 and 57 are 54 apart. So that's with two positive integers. So now I've got two negative ones, and this really works the same way. We've got negative 16 and negative 77. So first I want to make sure everything's on the right spot here. So I'm going to put negative 16 here, and negative 77 would be way down here. So I'm going to go from negative 16 to, I'm going to do this a little different this time. I'm going to go negative 76. Because I know it's easy to count by tens if we have 16 and 76 here, because they both end in 6. So 10 would be negative 26. 20 would be negative, let me write this on here so it makes more sense. So there's negative 26, negative 36, negative 46, negative 56, negative 66, negative 76. So here would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So from negative 16 to negative 76 is going to be 60. Now we have to go to negative 77. That's just one more. So how far apart are negative 16 and negative 77? Well, it's 60 to get to here, and it's 1 to get to here, so that would be 61 apart. Now notice these are negative numbers, but I'm not saying it's negative 61 apart. Whenever you're doing distances on a number line, it's always displayed in a positive amount. So there's 61 apart. Both of these are different as far as we have a negative integer and a positive integer. So this is going to be one where we cross 0. And these seem like they would be a little bit more difficult, but actually I find them to be a little bit easier. I'm going to put my negative 23 here, I'm going to put my 49 here, and I'm going to put my 0 right here to be a little closer to 23. It's really easy to go from negative 23 to 0. That's 23 apart. It's really easy to go from 0 to 49. That's 49 apart. Put those two things together, and I get 72 apart. When you're crossing over the 0, it does make it pretty easy to count how far apart those two are. Now this is a little different. It's what number are 32 above and 32 below 5. So that means we have a starting point of 5. And I want to know what number is 32 this way, which would be going more into the positives, and 32 going this way, which would be eventually getting into the negatives. So let's see where we end up at. So if I go 32 this way, let's see here. Let's go 15, 25. So far we've got 10, 20. and we need to go 32 that way. So let's go another 10. So another 10, now we're at 35. So far we've gone 20 and 10, we've gone 30. So I just need to go 2 more to get 32 total. So if I go 2 more, now I'm at 37. So basically we're saying if we start at 5 and we go 32 in the positive direction, we'd end up at 37. Now let's go the other way. I got to go 32 this way. So first I'm going to jump to 0, which would be 5. So we've gone 5 so far, and I need to go 32 total. So now I'm going to do a bigger jump. How about I do 20 more? Okay, so I'll go to negative 20. So that was a 20. So far we've gone 5 here, 20 here. So that's 25 total. And I need to go 32 total. So to go 32 total, I already have 25. That would be 7 more. So if I go 7 more, I'm at negative 27. And if you add these all up, it should add up to 32 because we're going 32 in this direction. 5 plus 20 plus 7 is 32. So my answer to this question is, what numbers are 32 above and 32 below 5? 37 is, and negative 27 is. Now, here's 3 problems on here that very closely mirror the problems that we just did on there. So what I'd like you to do right now is just pause this and give it a shot. Maybe you've already kind of mastered this as you went through because you've already been stopping and seeing how you're doing. But on this one specifically, make sure you stop, do these problems, and then play it again to see how you ended up. And remember, whatever depiction you make of these or whatever diagram you draw, it's probably going to be a little bit different than mine, which is perfectly fine. And if you have questions as far as whether yours are correct or you want to talk about it a little bit, make sure you let me know. So pause it now and then turn it back on when you're ready. Okay, let's start with this negative 21 and negative 107. So here's negative 21 right here, and I'm going to go negative 31, negative 41, negative 51, negative 61, negative 71, negative 81, negative 91, negative 101. Okay, so if I go 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, 101, that's 80. I just counted by tens each time. So that's 80 going this way. And now I need to get to 107, negative 107, which would be over here somewhere. And that would be 6 apart right there. And if you have to count individually, you can. Negative 102, negative 103, negative 104, negative 105, negative 106, negative 107. That's going 6 places to the left, or 6 places more into the negatives. So if we total that up, 80 and 6, these are 86 apart. Now we come to this one, and if you notice we've got negative 15 and positive 102, so that means in order to get from one to the other, it has to cross over into the 0. So if I have negative 15 here, and I have 102 here, that's going to be 15 to get to 0, and that's going to be 102 to get to 102. 15 plus 102 would be 117. So these are 117 apart for this one. And then we've got this last one here as far as we want to start at negative 18, and I want to go 82 above, which means 82 more in the positive direction and 82 more in the negative direction. So let's take care of that. So let's go in the positive direction first here. So let's see. So I'm just going to go by, I've always find tens are pretty easy to go by. So we'll go negative 8, we'll go positive 8, we'll go 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, and let's see where we're at here. So there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, oh, there's 80. So we've got 80 so far, and then 82 would be 2 more. I'll jump 2 more, and I end up at 70 on this side. If I go the other direction, I kind of use the same approach here, just go by tens. And again, you might be going by something different. You might be going by 20s, you might be going by 2s. It's just whatever you want to. So I'll go negative 28, negative 38, negative 48, negative 58, negative 68, negative 78. Where are we at so far? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, negative 88, that would be 70, negative 98, that would be 80, just make sure I'm right here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, so I need two more. If I go two more, that's going to be negative 100. So all these 10s that I counted by, there was 8 10s, so that was 80, and then I had two more, which was my 82. So if I go to the right, or to the more into the positives, 82, I'm going to end up at 70. If I go more into the negatives or to the left, I'm going to end up at negative 100.